What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cliff's Backyard Garage. Yes, I know it has been a minute since I made a video. Well, quite frankly, guys, I've been working my tail off and working on my other channel too, trying to flip up a couple of these old motor scooters. Now, if anybody doesn't know, my other channel is called Scooter Rehab, and I just basically rebuild scooters. I do some customizing work for myself, but yeah, I rebuild and flip old motor scooters. Here is a 2001 Yamaha, and I'm in the process of I've already gotten it running and everything, and I'm doing paint and body right now. So yeah, that's what I do. I've been doing, guys, lately, just trying to flip up a little money. But you guys might remember this truck. This is my 2002 Chevrolet S10. This is the first truck on the channel, and this was started me doing YouTube right here. Now, this is my project truck. It wasn't supposed to be on the road driving as a daily driver, but my old truck over there in the corner, you can see there, that system just started really tripping, and I just had to hurry up and jump into a truck that wasn't tripping. So started driving this thing. All right, but man, just 2 days ago she broke down on me, guys. She broke down on me bad. She left me stranded. You got a side shot. Yeah, I've been driving. Look at the wheels, they're dirty. But yeah, I've been driving the dickens out of this thing, man, and she broke down on me. The water pump locked up. I mean, completely locked up. You can see I already got the fan clutch knocked loose because I got to pull that old sucker off. Thinking, guys, I might need an alternator too, because I don't know if you can hear it, but the bearings are making noise in the back. So that might be the next thing that burns off my belt, but because I'm not fixing it today. Okay, guys, now when I first got this truck, it had been sitting for I don't know how many years. I'm thinking 3 or 4 years. It's been sitting in my uncle's backyard. This truck came from my uncle, the same uncle that I got Oscar from. But guys, look inside that radiator. It is just grody. Now, this is a stock radiator. It looks like it's just one big fat core. There's one big fat row in there. So yeah, you can see better. Absolutely nasty, guys. So now I've already done some work to this truck. I've got a brand new AC compressor on there. The AC blows cold. We put a brand new dryer on there, a brand new orifice tube filter, and list goes on. Brand new radiator hose. Now, that was probably my first indication I was getting ready to have problems, and there was a lot of rust in the system because I flushed it out once, and I think I need to do it again. But yeah, brand new upper radiator hose and thermostat. Then the water pump went on. You can see it just slung antifreeze, all that crap all over the motor. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and replace that water pump, but also I'm going to replace this radiator. I don't want to spend the money to clean it out, you know. Just radiators are cheap nowadays. Look at the rust on that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to waste no time with this radiator. I just want to change it. I want to upgrade it. So I went ahead and went on eBay, and I found me a brand new all aluminum dual electric fan radiator. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust this thing open. We're gonna see what we got. All right, guys, ripping it open. Let's see. I'm turning this thing around since I'm working with one hand. I don't want to drop it, man. This thing was a little pricey, not bad, you know. Thank God I've flipped a couple scooters in the last week. I had the money ready to buy it. So let's see. One big giant block of foam. Hide that from the little one because she will make a mess all over the house. Okay, looks like it is already assembled. Let's see, guys. See. All right, let me set you guys off, and I'm gonna pull this whole thing out because it's, yeah, appears to be assembled. This thing's supposed to have the wiring kit with it and everything. So let me get it out. All right, I got it out the box. Look at this thing here. This sucker is pretty. I mean, it's already assembled and everything. Now, I got the dual 12-inch fans. Look like they are 12 volt, 90 watt. fans. You know, guys, I don't know much about this whole aluminum radiator game. I just know I wanted to put one in because it's extremely hot out here in Vegas. And I mean, every time I turn my AC on, man, the temperature is just rising, probably due to my system being full of rust. But I figured, hey, if I'm going to go ahead and do anything to it, I'm gonna make it better than it was. So let's check this thing out a little bit more. I see we got fittings on both sides of the radiator, and we have on this side here. And now, this is cool. This is a the radiator cap is CNC machined. So yeah, this thing looking high tech, man. It's a nice looking radiator. Okay, guys, I'm going ahead and go ahead and start draining the rest of the antifreeze out that I just put in 2 weeks ago. And not going to use again. I got more antifreeze, and I'm going to start pulling this bad boy apart. I already got the fan clutch knocked loose, so go ahead and get that off, and I'll kick back in with you guys as soon as I make some progress. All right, I got the radiator shroud off, sitting over there on the ground. Fan clutch is off, and I got the antifreeze draining. Don't look like much was in there. This is almost done already. Okay, guys, now if you've never taken off a fan clutch before, guys, I know a lot of you have, but for those that have never done it before and watching this video and want to know something, all I use is a big old wrench. I got this big huge 15-inch adjustable wrench, Duralass brand. Man, I just stick it on there, you know, get it adjusted right. I shove that sucker on there, and I just go grab me a hammer and I whack it. I usually whack it towards the passenger side that way, and takes it right off. I've never spent money on a fan clutch tool, none of that. Waste of money in my opinion. Okay, gang. I'm gonna go ahead and let this sucker drain out, which is, dang, it is almost done. Down to a drip. It looked like I pulled this sucker over right in time, because like I said, she was spewing. You can see stain all under there. It was coming out. It was bad. But check out the lower radiator hose. I'm replacing that too, because I didn't see that until just now. That probably would have been my next problem. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get this pump off. Looks like it's just 2 bolts there that I can easily access, and one there, and looks maybe one above it. Okay. So let me get all this disconnected. We're gonna pull that pump off. We're gonna get this radiator out of here, and we're gonna start figuring out how to do the new one. Okay, please excuse the wind. All right, the radiator is out. Wasn't a real big deal to get it out. What I want to show you guys is, man, look at these radiator lines. Get your little sun on this. Look at those lines. I mean, they were caked with flaky rust. I could have flushed this system for a year straight and wouldn't have got all of that out. I mean, it's starting to dry up now, but it was like a mud. Just look at it, just flaky, crusty rust. So yeah, with that, seeing that, I'm going to have to go ahead and just flush the rest of this system out. Flush it again with the garden hose. I mean, that's pretty much all I can do. You know, flush out the heater hose lines, try to get as much as I can out. So you don't want to run all that nasty crud through our brand new radiator. Here's the other half of the radiator hose I cut in half. Just disgusting. All right. Okay, gang, got the water pump off. And just look in there, man. That is absolutely grody. I mean, it almost looks like the timing chain cover is leaking, but it's not. That's just dirt and grime from all of the years. It's just made its way down there and settled and built up there. But yeah, I'm gonna go probably get the pressure washer and clean that off, make it look better. You know, let me stop lying to you. I'm not going to do that, okay? I just need to get this sucker back up and running, back on the road, so I can keep taking my butt to work, okay? So no, we're not cleaning that right now. But mental note to self, that is what it looks like. So yeah. All right, but let's go ahead and look at the water pump. Turn this light off. All right, here's the water pump, guys. The water pump is, like I say, it is seized. It is completely seized. That sucker will not move. So I'm going to pull my pulley off, which I'm gonna have to clean up, because when this thing locked up on me doing 45 miles per hour down the road, it straight burnt the belt off. I mean, yeah, come to think about it, I need a new belt too, and I didn't get one. Dang, I gotta go somewhere else again. All right, guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this pulley off, and then I'm going to take the back of this water pump off. I want to look inside of it and see what it looks like, you know? Curious. Let me just get my pulley first. I got a brand new water pump. Very, very high dollar water pump called Value Craft. I hope y'all picked up on the pun I was dropping. But yeah, now, here's the weeper hole. And when I popped the hood, man, it was straight streaming out of there. But like I say, when I left my house to go to work, whatever day that was, a couple of days ago, it was fine. You know, car crunk up fine. I mean, and it just absolutely locked up on me, and then started squirting out of the hole. All right, let's take the back of this sucker off. Like I say, I'm curious. I really, really, really want to see what this looks like. You gotta worry about them bolts, because this sucker's not going back on. Alright, let me see if I got something to pry with. Screwdriver. That should work. It doesn't look that bad in there. The propeller looks good. There's not a lot of gunk and junk in there. I think I flushed all the rust out of it when I flushed it. Just the bearing just simply seized up. Wow. Ain't that something? Well, okay. I'm going to go ahead and slap the new one on, and then we got to start figuring this radiator out. I got the radiator wiring harness sitting here, and it should have had 2 relays. It's dual fan. Should have had 2 relays. But it has 1. You know, our blue wire here, as I'm reading on the directions, guys, I'm not an expert on this, I just know how to read. So that is what it is. So yeah, got the blue wire is supposed to go to the fan. The red goes directly to the battery. The white one is supposed to go to the ignition, and the black one is supposed to run to this little sucker here, the temperature sensor, or to a switch, which is probably just going to run to the center, because I'm not, you know what, I might run a switch. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to run a switch. But yeah, okay, so that's putting me in a little pickle. I'm not going to run both of these fans off of 1 relay. I mean, I don't know much about much, but in my mind, that's not a good idea. Besides, it's only 1 wire, and I don't want to do a jumper wire from fan to fan. Because if you double these fans up, that's 90 watts, that's 180 watts. I don't know, whatever. But I think I'm gonna do is go ahead and order a new relay. So I'll probably just go ahead and just get the radiator in and wait a couple of days for a relay to show up. So let me go ahead and get this relay in. Now I'm having to modify the oil cooler fittings, because this doesn't match my ends, so I'm having to modify that. These are my ends here. You can see it there behind my radiator hose. So yeah, it's kind of not going to work. So I don't know if there's any adapters or anything, but I guess what I'm gonna try is, this is just a little bit too long, and I'm probably what I'm gonna try to do is just lop that sucker off right there and see, can I get it to fit, screw all the way down in, because this is my problem. So when I put it in, it doesn't go in because of that end. So it's only 30, well, I think this thing is putting out about 40 psi. Because I don't know what to do at this point right now with these, so I'm kind of just stuck trying something. So I got one already set up over here on a little bench vise. Like I say, I'm just going to take and just lop it off from here out, and maybe try to bevel it a little bit on the inside to make it seal. Definitely going to Teflon tape it or some type of sealant around the threads, but I don't know what else to do, guys. So I mean, I'm gonna go look up and see is there a piece, but for right now, this is what I'm doing. All right. Okay, y'all, I got it lopped off, got it cut off. Tried to level it up and flatten it as much as I could, but this is the end that came off. So it's going, and it screws down in there. I already test fitted it, so it screws in there, goes all the way down to. So like I say, I'm just gonna put some thread sealer on this sucker, you know, probably put a little rubber washer down at the bottom. Show you what I'm talking about. I got some rubber washers. I'm just probably just gonna put one down here at the bottom of this, and sort of crush between there, and make the best, give it the best chance of making a seal. You know, it's time to pull all this back out and do it again, but there it is there, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one. Get the water pump, the new water pump on, and I guess wire up one fan and wait for the other one to come in. But all right, we're gonna do what we can. All right, guys, I got the new water pump out the box, and notice it doesn't have any gaskets with it, man. I thought water pump gasket was standard equipment with a brand new water pump. I guess not. And this little tag on here says, an old worn out fan clutch will cause water pump to fail and should be replaced with new water pump. Failure to change the fan clutch can void water pump warranty. Well, luckily we ain't putting no fan clutch fan on here, no manual fan on this one, buddy. We're going digital. Alright, I guess I'll just go ahead and stick this on here and then clean this up and run all the way back out to AutoZone to get me a new water pump. Should have went to O'Reilly's or Advanced or Napa. Nope, went to AutoZone, and I get what I pay for. So, alright guys, I'll be back. Alright, it is the next morning, guys. Show you guys my progress I made overnight. As you can see, the radiator and the fans are in. And I took my old fan shroud and I went ahead and cut that lip off for the other fan. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. Alright guys, so yeah, I went ahead and cut that off. And you can check it out. It's holding my radiator pretty good. And I did that too so I can keep all my information on the front, man, because I'm always forgetting which way the belt runs, and I'm always forgetting what the spark plug gap is. Sometimes I don't forget what size the engine is, so I need all of that, you know. So see that side there fits pretty good. All right guys, check out my fittings. The oil cooler lines, we have no leaks. I've been running it, letting it get up to temperature, so see, I haven't filled the radiator up. Now that's not a leak there, guys. That's why I was spilling radiator, well, antifreeze. But yeah, guys, it's looking pretty good, man. Now I'm still waiting on the new relay. Because you know, this whole thing only came with one relay, and I want to hook up two. Because this one little line, blue line here for both fans, I don't think that's going to be enough. So, all right, guys. As soon as those parts come in, we're going to get right back on it and just plug up the fans. That's all we got left to do. Now, I do have a piece that I ordered from Amazon. Where is my phone? Yeah, there it is. Now, I ordered this piece here from Amazon. It's a inline fitting for the thermo switch, for the temperature switch, you know. So it's going to go right in that top line, but it's going to go, I'm going to put it closest to the engine as possible, so probably right up on here on this intake right there. I'll put it in, and that's it, guys. Once those parts come in today, this project is done, and we'll see how good it cools. So in fact, let me crank this bad boy up so we can let it run for a second, see if we got any leaks. Which I've already done that, but let you guys see it's not leaking. All right, oil cooler line, not leaking. No leaks there. Now remember, I cut those off with a cutoff wheel and got them flat as possible. Put some pipe thread, well, thread sealant on those fittings. Sealed up pretty good. Let's see if my radiator's flowing yet. Yeah, thermostat's not open yet. Gotcha. Alright, but there's the transmission line, top one, and you can't see the bottom of some of the hose there. There's the brand new water pump on there. And I got to replace the alternator. I know you guys can hear that thing ticking away. I think the bearing in the back is going bad. So we're going to get a new one of those before we burn off this belt. All right, guys, so as soon as the new wiring harness comes in for the fans, we're going to plumb those in. All right. Okay, let me show you guys my progress I have made so far. The sun is going down, and I'm still missing parts from Amazon. Preferably the fitting for the thermo switch, the temperature switch, the heat switch. You know what I'm talking about. But okay, I went to my audio stash and I had to break out this little block from my battery. This is the power for the fans. I haven't put the fuses in yet. And basically I got enough connections here for my amps in the car and the truck, which I'll show you in another video what I've done with the audio. And the power to the truck is down here. So everything is going on that block. I'm soldering the connections, if you can see that. I'm soldering all connections. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going, and then hopefully Amazon comes before the sun goes all the way to freak down. I got light, but I don't, you know, sun go down, I go in the house. So here is my ignition wire, the black wire that runs into the car. So I have a hole, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right above my pedal. Now I didn't drill it, it was already there, so I'm going to use it. All right, let me plumb these lines up real quick, guys. Oh, before I do that, I got the fans all plumbed in, if you guys can see that. The black wire for the blue connection here, that's the blue wire off the fan. I got them on both sides. This one is connected. Get you guys some light. That ain't not fair. Hold on. There we go. And the blue connector down there, that's to the passenger side fan, which is this fan. This wire runs over there to that fan, which is the driver's side fan. Now, I put my relays over there behind the battery. You can see them there. So I was going to run them over there, but I figured if I run them over here, I only have to run 2 wires. I only have to extend 2 wires instead of trying to extend everything else. So yep, patch these 2 wires in, guys. Get this one to the ignition, get this one run over to where it's going to be on the temperature switch, and we just play the waiting game on Amazon. Okay guys, it is the next morning and the parts are finally in. This is what we were waiting on. This is the fitting for the thermo switch. And it's a 36 millimeter fitting on each end. That end and that end. You can see the switches inside there. Yep, I just gotta put some thread sealer on it and put it on. Now I'm thinking about putting it about right here. You know, slice it into this line right there because I want it as closest to the thermostat, which runs right over there. So I want it as close as possible. So, and this is pretty much the straightest piece of this pipe this hose that I can find. I don't want to put it down here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put it here and just kind of angle it downward that way a little bit, just as long as it's not hitting this switch on the back of the AC compressor, which it won't. It's gonna be way over here. So all right guys, I just woke up. Let me just go ahead and get some thread sealing on this thing and mark and slice this pipe and get it in. I gotta hook up the wire that I got hooked here to a ground when I was testing the fans out. I don't know if I showed you guys the fans. They work. So all right, let me get an end on this. Gotta trim it down. Oh, in fact, let me show you. There is where the blue wire comes from, the relays. You can see guys, I put that nice loom on it. I covered all my wires, except for that last little bit sitting right there. But I got all the wiring inside of a loom. You know, trying not to make it look so noticeable, you know? So all right guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this fitting in and I'll be right back. Okay guys, got the fitting installed with the switch. And you see there, I got it plumbed in, kind of sitting upside down. And I did it that way just so I can have room for the, I forgot what this switch is called behind the air compressor. But you know what I mean. So yeah, see, it fits in there, not touching nothing. Now I shaved the wire back a little bit. Here, come on, focus GoPro, focus. Okay, but you see, I skinned the wire and I wrapped another wire around it and soldered it. You know, not janky banky. I soldered it, and I ran this wire into the cab to the switch. So this is my emergency override. You know, in case the thermal switch goes out, I still have a way to turn the fan in. Well, turn the fan on. That's basically pull this little piece out. I don't know what options these S10s came with for something to sit there, but hey, worked in my favor. So I'm gonna get a better switch. This switch actually blew apart on me when I was putting it in. Put it back together, but now it's stiff, but it works. So here are the fans. I got the switch on. When I turn the key off, it's off. So if I wanted this thing to just basically, the fans come on as soon as I crank it up, I can just leave the switch on. But all right guys, here you go. Check the fans out. Fans are on and running. Okay, let's turn them off real quick. Turn the switch off. I want to run my batteries down. Okay guys, so now with this exposed piece of wire, all I'm going to do is have some silicone, and that's on there pretty good. So I got some silicone. I'm gonna wrap silicone around it, you know, smother it in silicone, and I'm going to put some this wire loom over these wires and clean this thing up, you know. Finish that up, I'll turn you guys right back on. Okay guys, I got it all back together. Trying to talk a little loud because this thing is running, and that alternator is annoyingly loud. I'm going to replace it. I can hear the bearings going bad in it, so before I put it back out on the street, I'm going to replace that alternator. All right, you see I got my custom cut radiator fan shroud. It's back on, and the radiator is good and tight. You can see right through there There's the switch. I don't know how good you can see it, but there it is. We got the wire loom all covered, so it's looking good there. I got it running now, trying to get it up to temp to see if the fan gonna come on. Now, the thermo switch that I have, the temp switch, whatever you want to call it, the one that I have is set to come on. I think it was at 185. I don't know what it turns off at, but it's set to trigger on at 185. So, I mean, that's cool with me. You know, I don't want this thing getting too hot, because the hotter it gets, man, the worse my AC work. Now, I could have put this thing back together, you know, just the way it was with a new fan clutch, you know. I'm thinking that's why that pump probably locked up, that fan clutch went bad. And I kind of suspected it was bad before then, because when I stopped at a red light, that thing just got hot. I mean, the temperature went up, the AC didn't blow as cold. So I could have just done that and been, you know, done with it. Would have saved a little bit of money, but I've always wanted to do that conversion. And it was super easy. It wasn't hard. I mean, I watched a couple videos online. That's how I figured out that when this thing came with one relay, that was probably not a good idea. And yeah, I can see how running one relay would have been a bad idea. That's a lot of heat, and I don't want to burn this sucker to the ground. So, all right, guys, let's go back out. We're sitting at about, I want to say, what is that? 110, 20, 130 right now. So I'm just gonna give a little gas, man. Just gonna get this heat up, get them fans on. Just sitting there watching that gauge for now. That's it, guys. I was gonna sell this truck, man, but I don't know. My uncle Don, this is a truck I got from him, and he really liked this truck. And man, this sucker, I don't think you guys can't see it because it's flashing, but this sucker only has 89,000. When I got it, it had 82,000 on it. So I've been driving a little bit, and I really don't want to drive this truck that much, so I'm gonna start driving my other car. All right, we're up to about 150 now. It just jumped up to 150. Like I was saying, I'm just waiting for this thing to hit temp and those fans come on. And I'm going to the house, lay down for a minute, and call this a mission complete. I got to go to work. All right, should be there in a second. I'll cut you guys back in as soon as it comes on. Okay, guys, it's about 10 minutes later, and I'm still standing here waiting for this thing to come up to temp. Not helping that it's actually fall now, and it's only like 80 degrees outside, so just standing here looking at it. Temp hadn't really moved much, so it's right there. Whatever that is, that's where it's at. I don't I know it's 100 down at the bottom, 210 at the top, and guys, that's pretty much where the temperature used to sit on this truck all the time. You know, until you turn the AC on. Hey, let's turn the AC on. There's an idea. So, let's turn on the AC. You know what? And the engine doesn't even... Is the AC even on? Nope, I forgot to hook up the switch. Okay. How am I gonna get that in there? Alright guys, let me get that AC switch in real quick and I'll catch you back on. It's on now, and I just remembered the name of that switch. That is the pressure switch. Alright. The air compressor is going now. And you know, the engine didn't bog as hard as it usually did. As it did before when I turned the AC on. Yeah, the temp is still not really moving. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm gonna have to take this thing out and run it up and down the street, but I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of blocked in by the white truck back there. I don't feel like moving it right now, so I guess I'll come back tomorrow, guys, and we'll run it up and down the street and see how it does. Oh, okay, guys, the fans finally kicked in. It's going pretty good. Come in and see what that temperature do. Now, I had to put my foot in it for a minute to make it come on. Yep, it's just pretty much maintaining where it was at. Well, no, I guess we'll get better testing when we run this sucker up and down the road. Get more air moving, you know. You see the needle waning back and forth ever so slightly, but hey, it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do, I guess. So yeah, it's going down. I can see it now. It's going down. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's about enough of this for today. I got to go to work, so I'm gonna go lay my butt down. Catch me another hour of nappy time. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video, and hopefully the next video won't be too long away. I don't know if we're going to work on old Bertha over here. I got one of those metal surface preparer things, like the ones that you get from Eastridge or whatever that company is. But I want to go ahead and strip the paint down on this. We'll get the rest of the rust and stuff stripped off of this so I can get a good thick coat of primer on this sucker. But I do have a new transmission that I need to put in, and I got to get a drive shaft built because the one I have in there has a big dent in it. And need to get back on Oscar. The white truck, my old white truck over there, the old GMC, it's on its way to Arizona this weekend. I'm giving it to my dad. It's a 4x4, and he lives off the grid, so he can use it way better than I can do. Well, way better than I can. And then we'll have room to bring Oscar home, and we'll get back on Oscar. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.